In this video, I'm going to talk about how to set goals in retirement. This isn't about financial goals leading up to retirement. I talk about that a lot as well in my videos, but this is more about setting goals in retirement once you've retired. If you're not retired yet, you can be thinking about this. It will help you with your retirement plan. It will help you sort of, have enough money to live the way you want while you're retired, which is what this channel is all about. But it will also sort of help you plan and get you to thinking about what it is you want. It will inspire you and motivate you to be able to retire when you want to retire. A lot of people don't feel like they really need to set goals in retirement. They feel like, well, I'm retired now. Okay, that's it. I can just relax and, take it easy. And that's true for a couple of weeks. And then you'll want to set goals in retirement. Just as the case is with pre-retirement, goals in retirement give us something to aspire to. They serve as an anchor in our lives, whereas before we had things in our jobs and in our work that set those anchors, that served as those anchors to help us feel good, feel like we were accomplishing something. Goals can help us get excited, and they can give us something just to aspire to. So how do you go about setting goals in retirement? Because you're retired, right? It's not based on money or certain performance at your job. What are you striving to accomplish, to achieve in retirement? Well, the great thing is you can just decide this for yourself. You don't have a boss or a board of directors or an employer telling you what to aspire to, what you have to do, what you have to achieve with your goals. Some of the things that I aspire to when I sat down to write financial goals for retirement, and I'm like to say that I'm retired because I'm not employed by someone else, and I do this, but I enjoy doing this, and I have other things that generate income in retirement because that's who I am. That's what I aspire to. Some of the other things that I aspire to when I did my own retirement goals are fun, they're personal development, they're having prosperity in my life still, they're being happy. I aspire to have vibrant health and loving relationships and fulfillment. So yeah, let's talk about this a little bit more. So the very first step to setting goals in retirement is to journal. The actual process of journaling is going to help you establish goals in retirement. People tend to resist journaling. It feels like maybe it's a waste of time or a dated activity now with computers where we can just talk into the microphone and it types for us, and I totally get that. But there's something magical when we write things out, the way that the processes happen in our brain. I like to play classical music and get my favorite journal and my favorite pencil when I journal, and I suggest that you do the same. So make this sort of an experience. You'll be amazed at what you discover if you just journal regularly for maybe about 15 minutes or more every single morning as soon as you wake up, or maybe over your coffee or your tea. Start your journaling with your list of things that you want in your life, like that list that I gave you, things that I really want in my life, why I'm setting retirement goals, what are the things that I want, things like fun and good health, those things that I mentioned before. So that's the very first step, is just to start journaling. The second step in setting retirement goals is to identify longings. There's a good chance that you feel a longing after you're retired. That's because for many years, probably decades, you worked toward retirement as a goal, and you've reached that goal. In your journaling, try to identify what the longing is that you still feel. I think most of us continue to feel a longing. So identify what that longing is. For example, you may feel like you want to continue to be successful. So define what success is for you. Success used to be easy to measure because it was tied to your work and your performance. But now, what is success in retirement? Is it making a contribution? Is it financial independence? Is it respect? And if so, from whom and for what? So think about the longings you still have in your life in setting your retirement goals. The third step in setting retirement goals is to make a list of everything you'd like to do in your life. This is really a lot of fun. This list might include things like travel, like charity work, learning new things, or improving something you're already doing, maybe getting better at it. Be very specific. For example, on my list, I wrote that I wanted to do some sort of fun or engaging activity twice a week. Next, I made a list of the activities that would fall under fun or engaging. My list had things like kayaking, of course, attending women's networking events that are related to business because, well, I like business and I like investing. That interests me. That's who I am. I also had on my list, though, painting and hiking and game nights and meeting weekly with a spiritual group. This is all important to me. I also wrote travel, and for travel, I wrote that I would like to snow ski twice a year. I want to continue to do that as long as I can. I want to have 2 great trips twice a year, probably one in the U.S. and one abroad, and 4 long weekend trips a year. Then I thought about where I'd like to go. I encourage you to do the same because most people want to travel, at least some when they're retired. So get excited about this. Just regular everyday things and exciting or more things that require more commitment, like taking a trip. Write what you would like to do now that you have the time to do it. Yes, some of these things will definitely cost money, but amazingly, what I found is the majority of the things that I put down on my list were free, or there was a way that I could do them for free. Plus, it's always kind of fun to start thinking about how you can do something on a budget or in a frugal way. Like road trips are kind of fun if you want to go someplace and you don't have the money to fly there, or staying with friends is always fun. So there are always ways you can work around and do things for less expense. And that's kind of fun, I think, to brainstorm. So write down what it is you want to do in retirement in setting those retirement goals. I also think, in addition to sort of solidifying this, there's something to be said to this whole manifestation thing. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but the older I get, the more I'm going, I wrote that down and then it happened. That's really interesting. Okay, the 4th step in setting retirement goals is consider if you wish to increase your income by some sort of activity that you enjoy. Now, yes, I'm a financial coach and I talk a lot here about finance, but this is about doing something that you enjoy. And fortunately, there are many, many ways to do this now. If this interests you at all, as it does for most people, make a list of what you could do to generate income and how much money you think you could make. Get sort of excited about this because, well, a lot of people, most people, need more income in retirement. And you can use this as a way to continue to develop personally, to grow, and to make some more money. Okay, the 5th step in setting your retirement goals is to put things on your calendar that you're going to do. Go ahead and put them on your calendar. Schedule times to do the things that you listed and schedule travel time tentatively. You can change it later, but just go ahead and pencil it in. So you can go ahead and look at the activities you've listed. For example, I had written down that I wanted to attend bar classes twice a week on my list of engaging activities that I wanted to do. So I looked at schedules for the nearby studios. Now, let me back up just a second really quickly. You may have seen my other videos where I talk about free things I do that improve my life, and one of them was doing bar classes at home. But after going to a bar class recently, and being in the bar class with a bunch of millennials and Gen Xers, basically, that were, well, I wanted to try to keep up with, I realized I do a lot better in bar class, and I got a much better workout. So I wanted to explain that because some of you have asked about doing the bar classes at home, and many of you have said you do your yoga and exercises at home. So that was an example for me. So whatever it is for you that you want to do, go ahead and start scheduling it and looking to see what the options are and where you can do these things and what your schedule might look like. The 5th step to setting retirement goals is consider making a short retirement mind movie to inspire you and motivate you. If you want to know more about how I make mind movies, just leave a comment below And I'll do a video on this if enough of you are interested in it. But mind movies are a super cool way to force you to figure out what it is you want and create a visual around it. I do a visual little video along with some text, and I look at my mind movies often to help keep me on track for my goals and also to inspire me. And remember, there is also that manifestation thing that I mentioned earlier. Okay, the 7th step to set retirement goals is, finally, as a financial coach, I have to say, don't fall into the prevailing culture that you have to get poor as you get older. Keep financial goals. Aspire to continue earning money in a way that you find enjoyable if this is needed in order for you to be able to do all those things you wrote on your list. Don't give up. Don't say, I can't do this because I can't afford it. Think of a way to afford it that will make you happy. This is fun for me. I enjoy making these videos. It's fun. Everyone has something, as odd as it seems, it's fun. Think of something that you enjoy doing in a way that you can make some money from it so that you can do all those things on your list. You can do so many things that just require a few hours a week. I spend very little time on this. Aspire to become a better investor if that's something that would up your financial game. Set solid goals for your net worth. Financial goals don't end with retirement. Instead, financial goals become even more important in retirement. And remember, retire certain.